Gerry, thanks very much for joining us for the latest update from the foundation. Obviously, it's been a great start to the season. What have you made of it?
Look, you can't help but getting very excited about exactly where we are at the minute. You can see the impact that the Jamestown signings have made. Immediately complete crowd favourites. The new manager's got off to a great start. I think he's got everybody's confidence and inspiration. There's a great vibe about the place. It's hard to remember a time when there's been so much optimism around the club. So, I think the Tony Bloom effect has definitely lifted us all.
I mean, you mentioned Tony Bloom there and the signings, but how is the relationship generally between the club and the Foundation of Hearts just now?
Really strong. Look, the foundation has been deeply embedded in the club for a very long time. Obviously, as the largest shareholder, we continue as the largest shareholder, contributing two directors on the board of the club. And perhaps people didn't appreciate the fact that two directors play a very significant role in the critical decision making of the club overall. I'm pleased with how things are developing on the club board. In particular, I've got a role at the minute as part of the nominations committee, along with James Franks and James Anderson, and the three of us are the ones that are tasked with meeting candidates and identifying the preferred candidate for the chair succession role, and that's been a great process with some really incredibly capable and very strong candidates there. So we're excited about that. But I guess the point that I'm making is the foundation is deeply embedded in at the top end of the club. We also play, a very significant role in terms of both connecting the club with the community more broadly, and of course critically, the thing that we do is make sure that we've got the continuation of donations and pledges that are coming in to fund the project that we're undertaking, because the job's just not finished yet.
And success on the pitch, obviously, is what we all care about the most. So how does the foundation and new pledges, continued pledges, help in terms of that success going forward?
Yeah, well, look, I think there are two roles there. One is for the foundation to play a role as a responsible custodian for the long term. And I think it's important that we have a broad range of people who are members of the foundation and can contribute to the foundation board and can contribute to the decision making that we have, so that we provide that guiding hand as a responsible steward. But the thing which is really fundamental is the pledges which people pay really generously and in a really committed way every month genuinely make a difference to the product that we see on the pitch. The kind of the £1.5 million which go into the club's coffers every year from the foundation is an incredibly decisive part in making us competitive on the pitch, along with the commercial income, along with the kind of really generous benefactor contributions which we have. All of those things really do make a difference. This is going to be a tougher year financially, despite all the optimism, because we don't have European football. While there's been some success in player trading, it's not at the level that it'll plug the gap of European football. We do have continued benefactor income, but we've also spent money as well in terms of making sure that we're investing in recruitment and in the playing squad. And we've got a strong football operations department that supports everything that the club is looking to do. But I think the more that we can do as a foundation from the contributions of members and from broadening our range of members, the more that's going to make a big impact for us in terms of performances on the pitch and points in the league table.
Looking at the broader sort of pledge base, I suppose we've just launched a new initiative, the Junior Owners, which is a great way, obviously, for getting young fans in and obviously on behalf of their parents who'll be paying it, but getting them involved as young owners of this football club, and it's really a good way to keep young fans at the heart of the future of the club.
Yeah, look, this is a next step forward, and one of many things that we have been talking about. It's good to get one of these initiatives launched now. So it's an addition to the Junior Jambos membership for a small amount to allow young fans to become members of the foundation as well, and genuinely to become owners. The key thing here is not for me about the money that we raise here. We've already had in the short space of time that it's been opened, added 150 new members to the foundation, young pledgers that we have now, which is phenomenal. The key isn't the money that it raises. The key is actually to get all generations of fans feeling like they're owners of Heart of Midlothian Football Club. We've, I guess I've said this many times before, we've had more or less the same cohort of 8,500 people pledging from day one, people who remembered when the club nearly died and people who stepped up to the mark then, and they haven't deserted the club ever since. And those people have made a tremendous contribution. But none of us are getting any younger, and I think there's a generation of fans that are in between these youngsters, and those of us who are more established, shall we say, who we would like to get really involved and really engaged in this, because it's this is a matter of the long-term heritage of the club. It's a matter of the long-term stewardship of the club. And I think it's incumbent upon those of us who are in positions of responsibility to make sure that the foundation stays relevant and that people can feel involved in the ownership of the club.
And that's it. I mean, in the junior owners already, you've got someone who's 1 month old, who's now an owner. You've got someone who's 16 years old. That's the sort of age range it goes to. But how important is it to continue engaging with the younger age groups? I mean, when they turn 17, 18, 19, even into their 20s, how important is it to keep those groups engaged?
So look, they are quite simply the future of the club. Board members will come and go, managers will come and go, players will come and go, but the one constant is the fans. When you're a 1 month old Jambo, we've got you for life, and for through thick or thin, and hopefully it's all going to be good at this point. But that's the heritage of this club. That's the thing which gets passed down, and I think it's our responsibility to make sure that it's passed down. I need a succession plan as chairman of Hearts, and it's going to be a bit too long to wait for that 1 month old to come through, but we need people to step up to the mark.
Another foundation-inspired initiative that we've seen, quite literally plastered across Gorgie is the Maroon Mile. What can you tell us about that, and how can the fans get involved in that?
So Maroon Mile has been, was it at its roots something which was inspired by the foundation and has been supported and led by the foundation right the way through. I think Alistair Bruce was probably one of the original architects. Gary Halliday has played a tremendous part in it all the way through, working with really hard workers in the heritage department in the club, and also with the kind of generous support of the National Lottery Heritage Fund as well. It's a community initiative which recognises the club's position in Gorgie Dalry. It's the importance of the club to Gorgie Dalry and the importance of Gorgie Dalry to the club as well. 150 years of kind of deep involvement there, and it just looks to mark the kind of the significance of the club in this area. You can see there's a heritage trail with kind of definitive posts that allow you to understand a little bit more about the club and its history. There's banners on the Maroon Mile as well. There's a walking trail which can guide you through a path through the area and its history and the relationship between the two. And quite a lot of the schools have received information packs again to allow kids in the local neighbourhood to really understand the significance that we've got of this relationship. So we've got our own ideas as well as to how that can be built and developed, but we'd encourage others to be able to contribute to that as well. The Heritage Department is the strong owner of this initiative at the minute, and the more people we can have engaging with it, the better.
And what does the future of the Maroon Mile look like? Obviously, it's never going to be fully complete, you feel, but what does it look like in terms of going forward?
I think that's up to all of us to determine. I mean, I think it's as it's as open to interpretation as the direction of the club. I think, look, clearly this is our home. The more people that we can get involved locally as part of the club, the more people we can get involved in the foundation, the more people we can get engaging with the museum and with the heritage of the club, the more there is a chance to take it in any direction.
Looking to events that we've seen here at Tynecastle Park itself in recent months, we've had some great 90 minutes with events. Obviously, Derek McInnes, Tony Bloom, which was a huge ticket event and went out live on YouTube. And then more recently, Anthony Emmy, a great of the noughties for Heart Midlothian. It's just a great way to keep members and pledgers involved, isn't it, with these events?
So look, we got feedback as a foundation board that we were not doing enough. We're not doing enough to collect the club, the foundation, and fans. We got feedback that we weren't communicating enough and that we needed to be more visible. Fair play to Claire Hammond and to the operations group of volunteers that we have who've really stepped forward in order to be able to fill that gap. And I think this 90 minutes with is a key element of that kind of stepping forward. We're committed to doing more. We're going to do more through this year and into next. We'll have to be resourceful to come up with some big names because we've had some pretty heavy hitters so far. So we may see some of them back again. But I think the great thing is that the things are always changing and developing. There's so much excitement on the agenda that even those who have already spoken to us will be back with more news and more excitement on the horizon. So we're keen to keep it going.
Looking further across the club, I know that the foundation have been working quite closely with Big Hearts recently as well. What can you tell us about that partnership and the benefits of that?
That's been an incredibly successful engagement so far. We've already raised £6,500 from effectively raffles and at foundation-led events, whether it was plot ceremonies or some of the evenings with. Big Hearts is kind of close to all of our hearts. I guess the impact that it makes in the local area is clear to see, and I think all of us who feel connected to the club and feel connected to the local area really want to contribute to the community. So it was an obvious thing for us to be able to do and support. In particular, I think there are two initiatives that the funds that we've raised have gone to support. One is the Football Memories Group, which is for older members of the community, in particular older fans. And the other is Friday Night Lights, which is an event for younger people in the area. And those both really significant connections to the community and very worthwhile things for us to do. So we're very positive about continuing to support that.
It just shows the foundation is there to support all parts of the club and the fan base as well. It's not just about the first team. It's not just about board level decisions. It's kind of all over the community and really entrenched in what the Hearts fans know and what they want to help with.
That's exactly it. That's what we're here for. Again, as custodians and owners of the club, this is our heritage.
Just finally as well, looking forward, we've got the AGM coming up, pardon me, and there will be an election process once again this year to find new members of the Foundation of Hearts Board. What can you tell us about that process this year and what the fans can look forward to coming out in the next few weeks?
Yeah, so look, it's always exciting to have an election with new blood coming onto the foundation board and giving people opportunities to get involved. Our election this year will see 3 posts up for grabs. So people will be aware that 2 posts will change, will come up for election by rotation. 2 generalist posts, members of the board, and those are the terms of Graham Robertson and Jim Burberry are now 3 years and open to re-election. Jim Burberry has indicated to us that he's not going to stand for re-election, so I'd like to pay tribute to the work that he's done over the course of the last 3 years. He's been an incredibly strong contributor to the foundation board and more broadly to the work that the foundation has done. So thank you very much, Jim. Graham Robertson will stand for re-election this year, and in addition, Paul Cheshire, who is the finance expert, who is the accountant on our board, has indicated that he's going to step down at this next AGM. So that specialist role will come up for election as well, and that will be open to, again, a finance specialist, somebody with an accountancy qualification, to come and sit on our board and look after our financial matters. So we'll be communicating very shortly to members about how they get involved. Nominations will be open until I think the 23rd of October, and we're going to be opening then for election through to I think towards the end of November, with the results to be announced at the AGM on the 4th of December.
Fantastic. And just finally, for anyone who's watching this that's maybe thinking, I want to become a board member of the Foundation of Hearts, what would you say to them are the big benefits, and what would you do to entice them to come and join the Foundation?
So look, the Foundation is a phenomenal organisation which has got, you know, an incredible amount of opportunity to really develop even further from where it is at the minute. We're open to, you know, kind of new ideas and new energy. Somebody who wants to come and get their sleeves rolled up, wants to help us build something which is contributing to the future success of the club, and who's prepared to do a bit of graft. It's good to have somebody who's got a bit of sense of what it means to sit on a board and for the kind of legal responsibilities that come with being a director, and somebody who cares passionately about Hearts and who is a member of the Foundation is really what we need. So I'd encourage all to have a look at the opportunity and give it some serious thought.
Brilliant. Gerry, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Rob.